you think I did, how long before you were born, you feel the story. We were the one that's feeding chicken here, but today I can't do it. I want to be honest with you people. I don't want to tell you people fairy tale story that you're going and do something. I'm being honest with you people.
You said during your youthful days in Bong, you were one person who used to steal chicken.
I'm proud. That too.
And today coming back to tell the Liberian people that you want to have an elected position or occupy an elected position, don't you think someone may refer to you as an old criminal?
And not need one to pour me, I will take it. I did it at that time, so I cannot dodge. But what I'm telling you is this: I have been refined, not only by myself, but by God alone.
For being refined, don't you think it will still follow you? This is a political era. Like you can
Let
remember.
me tell you something. If you want me to lie to the people of this country, then I will not do it. I'm telling you factual story about me. You didn't force me to tell you. I'm telling you something about me. I want the Liberian people to listen to it and be able to vote for me. Look, Jesus Christ himself said, only the criminal will be able to preach the Bible and understand it better. Okay? Why do you think Jesus made that remark? Because he knew there will be criminal in the world. Look, if I go to steal chicken today, you'll put hanger on me and try me in Bagan.
Are you making this statement to get the vote of the young people who these days are called Zogos and Zokwis?
Or to maybe seek forgiveness?
Let me tell you, I'm making this statement to identify myself and where I come from, the struggle I went through, so you can build your life from there as younger generation and know there is hope in the future. If I tell you things I did in Bagan before you were born, you will feel discouraged. We were the one that's feeding chicken here, but today I can't do it. I want to be honest with you people. I don't want to tell you people fairy tale story that you're going and do something. I'm being honest with you people.
You said during your youthful days in Bong, you were one person who used to steal chicken.
I'm proud of that too.
And today coming back to tell the Liberian people that you want to have an elected position or occupy an elected position, don't you think someone may refer to you as an old criminal?
And not need one to pour me, I will take it. I did it at that time, so I cannot dodge. But what I'm telling you is this: I have been refined, not only by myself, but by God alone.
For being refined, don't you think it will still follow you? This is a political era. Like you can
Let
remember.
me tell you something. If you want me to lie to the people of this country, then I will not do it. I'm telling you factual story about me. You didn't force me to tell you. I'm telling you something about me. I want the Liberian people to listen to it and be able to vote for me. Look, Jesus Christ himself said, only the criminal will be able to preach the Bible and understand it better. Okay? Why do you think Jesus made that remark? Because he knew there will be criminal in the world. Look, if I go to steal chicken today, you'll put hanger on me and try me in Bagan.
Are you making this statement to get the vote of the young people who these days are called Zogos and Zokwis?
Or to maybe seek forgiveness?
Let me tell you, I'm making this statement to identify myself and where I come from, the struggle I went through, so you can build your life from there as younger generation and know there is hope in the future.
I would not know if it's wrong, but one thing that I was not able to accomplish that I wanted to accomplish was after the war, the Liberians people elected me. In fact, the Liberian people elected me to unite the country. I was not able to get some of the other factional leaders to return to Liberia. I was not able to get one or two of the political leaders to return. And I think they helped to provoke the situation. I was able to do a whole lot. Strangely, the LPC, these were all warring factions, and all of the other warring factions, I was able to bring them into government. In fact, most of the combatants that fought for the government during the war were the combatants of the warring factions that fought against me. So I accomplished bringing them together. I accomplished making sure that the issue of tribalism went away in Liberia. But I mean, to a great extent, I think most Liberians now, if you went to Liberia and took a poll, they would say Mr. Taylor did his best.
Any other regrets?
The second regret is that I was never able to get the United States to understand me. I was never able to get them to work with me, which is so essential for Liberia. No president of Liberia, no president can make it successfully unless he is online with Washington. Now, I'm not the type of guy that you can pick up a telephone in command. I don't take that. I didn't take that from Washington. Then, even if I were elected president, I would not take it. I'm not that kind. I'm not a coward. But I do believe that a good working relationship is essential for any president of Liberia, or that president will fail.
The country that my neighboring last, and I was elected duty as a senator. You gave me confirmation power, but I'm coerced to confirm people. So with people who say that the vice president and myself will not work together, I think the vice president doesn't want to work with me. I want to say clearly to the public so they can understand. We have been subjected like a bare ball, and I asked Samuel Kuga not going to accept that. Once I was elected as a senator of the country, I must be given the opportunity to recommend my citizen. It is my fiduciary responsibility. I can't sit now a group of citizens crying on me for job. Then one individual supersedes everything he does, the country work, he does the nation work. Then who am I? If a vice president goes to the president and says, well, Nima Kandi and my country leave it with me, out of courtesy, teamwork, he will listen to him. But in my mind, the vice president should reciprocate. In a more that he can go to the vice president or the president to say that anything that has to do, please refer to me. Equally so. When we make recommendations, it should be accepted as a legislator of the country. Then show good faith. But you cannot be the only one that will take the shot. Then we live on a wayward. No, I don't think that's the proper way for us to go. And ask Samuel Kuga will not accept it. I can tell you for free. Well, the period of time that the Liverpool elected me for, the time elapsed, and they want to take their job, fine. But if the Liverpool know that I'm somebody who is a straight talker, and they know that I can defend them, fine. I don't think that is the way we're supposed to go. We need to respect each other in this country. Politics should not be because I got the upper hand, so therefore I can suppress anybody. No, for me, I'm a water. When you tie me on the other side, I can boss another way to make way for me to live. And what I'm saying here is what's happening. It's not secret. The vice president is listening to people that, oh, that man, pretty soon he will be vice president running me to somebody. So he believes in it. Maybe he want to elevate me. My disappointment is, number one, now the vice president often tell me, since he got a seat as vice president, how many persons have I recommended in this government to serve in the government as presidential appointee? 0. Every appointment in Nimaka was done by him. He and I would discuss something as a brother. To implement it, you will bypass me and do different things. I don't talk on it. Look at what happened in this number 5. If my brother sincerely want to work with me, he's not listening to gossip. And we're working in harmony with respect to each other. You don't think he's supposed to call me and say, my man, the election here, why you're thinking? Because you are the one over there. Anybody like rebel man, I will declare support for that person. It's a dumb deal for me to knock my chest in the district and say, we're carrying the person. And the vice president said, no objection. The senator who came from there, the senator of the country said that the person, one a party mandate will support the person. But on the contrary, that we agree on something, you deviated from it. If I had gone already to challenge that I will support Agosi Mekwa by all means, or I will support Koto Bori Badie by all means, openly declare, and he's supporting Koto, how the world will look at us. So as an elderly person, I decided to waive everything and say I will not do it. I will be neutral. My neutrality was based on endurance, but I was hurt and felt disgrace in my own district. He doesn't want to lead the neck of Nima County. When you are elected as a senator, it is a full responsibility to take charge of the country. Not vice president, not president. Do you guys want me to sit supinely and be happy when this such a thing is going on? Then what made me senator? Even the party that the old man left for all, may his soul rest in peace. I'm looking there like an ostracized person. You need to dignify me. You want to tell me I'm not organized? Why you think in Liverpool you elected me as a senator? And that respect is not given to me. We should respect each other. Whosoever attempting to intimidate me with voodoo, with sound of intimidation to say we'll bring somebody to do this, the Liberian way they say that vla. I would die natural death. Nobody will kill me. Because when you kill me, that beat you and you will be cursed. The curse will forever remain on your hair, and blood stain will remain on your hair, and you will not survive easily. You will end up with disgrace. How can you think, or why would you even think to take away somebody's life? For what? Then the police will look up to the reported case to, they don't take record on the individual. Can you imagine? So if I were to die, like, yeah, Shari, nobody will talk about it. They say, oh, but I remember, say, what I sugar, why you die for? Is that what the all gonna sickness or disease on me?
Yeah, we need peace. We need unity. Equal rights and justice in Africa. Yeah. Not don't get rocking out of here. Show clear how and love to your fellow man. They can't be you. Now the African mentality, they can't be you. They can't be me. Now they just kidding on everything. Can't be us. They can't be you. And I so say, and I so say, every day I see plenty people suffering. Then I see the small enjoying. Then they acting that they lucky. You look at the national African mentality. Destructive jealousy, hatred, envy, wetty black heart, that desperate society. From the only day to present day, everybody say you see that same old mentality. When you not know me, I know you. You're not part of my crew, you do me, I do you. Yeah. The only way that you can make it to you, either join my crew, then you face me, I face you. Or in the churches, the African mentality. The horses, the bosses who crying for now we get way. People crying, talking silly, and you let's stop it. All the people on the side talking no way we like it. Talk about wet boy, hey, show. Talk about hey, God, the people can't talk. Be myself and not. Now the African mentality. Be myself and not. Now educating for every day. Be myself and not. They try to jealousy and be myself and not. Yeah. It can't be me, they can't be you. Everybody wanna say that we're from it can't be you, they can't be me. You're not here. So get to what we do by. It can't be us, they can't be you. You're not power, you're shining to buy. I so say, everybody want it what I said. Nobody want help, nobody. Everybody fighting what I said. Yeah, from one person to one family. One credit from the community, yeah, not an African mentality. More is affecting the society. There's no more competency. You didn't lie, check every ministry, yeah. For work to get salary, yeah, the African mentality. Even students to get scholarship, that I see home mentality. They say all for one for all, for one man, one take all, and carry to a hall. No one know why the rich getting richer. Every day, why the poor people they suffer. Then why they asking for justice, security when my people on a hostage. Opposition say they want to much as soon as black trap see them cutting a big be myself and not, yeah. Be myself and not. Be myself and not, yeah. They try to jealousy and be myself and not. It can't be me, they can't be you. And everybody wanna say that we never want for all by. We can't be you, they can't be me. You're not here, I was you get to walk to buy. It can't be us, they can't be you. You're not power, you know this here what you buy. And I so say, listen, right when I will get away, our attitude and live happy in the one place.
Everybody got the government stealing to your phone. You putting more on the president. No one to trust. Everybody hustle me. No more fighting, but stay people that got me. Baby, that point today. Calculate the rich plan people in the put to in the city. You I don't want to know. Who you're not inside, you're not know. What they all come on in the iron way. You finish selling everything. You're just say we don't know. No, I call them babu in monkey shadow. My in new what to my people, you're hello. This time, no more tea different me. Tea baby, you want any more chicken more bless. Me, myself, and I. So say I. Do I now? Too much shine, I got you.
T-Bone Studio.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands.
Oh yeah.
Come on. I know you're sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go.
Sure. Y'all wake up. If you are sleeping, then there's a need that you wake up. Because Junkies Morris is on your platform tonight.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping.
And that is a brand new week.
Yes, wave your hands, wave
It promises to be blasting and firing today.
sleeping now. You gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go.
Welcome to the platform. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to our critics, our supporters, our many listeners here and in the diaspora. Whatever means you are using to follow, I want to say welcome to the platform. This is Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. Freedom Communications Incorporated. Freedom Radio.
The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why does you lie?
Those following via our live stream, I want to say welcome to the platform. Keep following. Junkies Morris is here to give it out for you tonight as Austin is turning to some private issues. So we hope to have Austin here on tomorrow.
Why? But
So as usual, in his absence, he will be ably represented by Junkies Morris. So lot to be discussed tonight. Serious national issues. Basically, after I take a word from my sponsor on this platform, Crime Stopper Liberia, I will be back with the talking points as a foreign prophet prophesies President Bouakar's inability and tiredness. I'm telling you, brother. Ability once against national silence. That's Musa Ability. He's the political leader of the Citizen Movement for Change, CMC.
the reason why we asked why the government betrayed.
The Liberia National Loading and Offloading Union goes to election or calls for election this June to July.
Intention to the nation.
That's the Lilu Liberia National Loading and Offloading Union.
So
While at the same time, Burkinabes migrants invade Liberia in their thousands in the southeastern region, particularly Grangere County.
my people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands.
The CDC USA chapter have issued an announcement of accreditation of those attending the CDC USA chapter convention. And many more to be discussed after I take a short break and get a word from our powerful sponsor on this platform, Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. That's Crime Stopper Liberia. the institution that power this show. So we'll take a brief word from Crown Stopper Liberia, and as I am back, I'll jump quickly into our talking points to see how best we can blast these CAFOs so they do the right thing. Crown Stopper Liberia.
It's about musical. There are crimes in many places. In every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you want to report it. Don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Really can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, enemy you cheche. Do well for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before.
Oh wow, that was a great one there from Crown Stopper Liberia. Thanks to our partner on this show, Freedom Heart Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. So before I took my usual break to get word from Crown Stopper Liberia, the institution that power this show, there were talking points lay out to you that we will be discussing tonight, and you will have your say in the interval. Howbeit, before going into our talking points, let's see how best we recognize our many followers who are following via our live stream here, and they are visible, so we can recognize them by their names and send shout out to them for following the platform. Those are following via the radio, thanks for following, and whatever means you are using to capture and listen to this program. This is Freedom Heart Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9, Freedom Communications Incorporated. And my name is Junkies Morris, and I'm the co-host on this platform. Austin Kawa is the host. He's not here today. Hopefully, he will be here on tomorrow. So also, I'm here to see how best I can ably represent the both of us. Bedun Sharif, following from New Georgia, around the color green Palawa hot. Bedun Sharif is following from New Georgia. Thanks for following, Bedun. You are following there from New Georgia, around color green Palawa. Color green should be the lawmaker of District 13. I think so, yeah. Okay. Stanley Togba, you celebrating your birthday on June 14. June 14 will be your big day. Mom and Dad, Lucy Washington and David Togba, wants you to celebrate in Grand Star. You know, you're the beginning and I enjoying your birthday. Who the people who got to be thinking about you? Those celebrating people birthday taster. So you're the beginning who got to attend your birthday. So Stanley Togba, June 14 will be your birthday, little man. Come out well and have good manners. I wish you well as you'll be celebrating your first birth anniversary. Stanley Togba, that's my little man. He's taking it from his mother, Lucy Washington, and David Togba. So Henry Dishu is here following. Singbe S. Jala. Singbe S. Jala is following. Singbe S. Jala is following. Jeremiah Kaika is also following. Jeremiah Juice Kaika is following. Cornelius Miko Sau is following. Cornelius Miko Sau is also following. Joe Zhao, the belated birthday man, Joe Zhao, had a birthday on June 6th. He's following. Fortune Wule is following. Junior Dumba is following. Vinicius Junior Bar is following from Nuku Town. Saturday Zonwie Wondule is following from New Georgia. Mawata Belete is also following. Honorable Isaac too is following from District 14. That's Doe Community. Melvin Nathaniel Roosevelt Jolo is watching. He says, good evening, Austin and Jenkins. I'm watching from Moreover. I'm not Jenkins. Junkies. Junkries. Dubon Hill is also following. Welcome, Dubon Hill. Emmanuel Bro is following. My man, Emmanuel Bro is following. My man, you can't get me now because my people now sport and some burglary went on at my residence. So I am not on now. So I wouldn't on your button phone. Yeah, that's why you're not getting me, Emmanuel Bro. You and my man there from Atlanta, Georgia, Saturday, Zonwie Wondule, including Joseph Colley. All of you, the reason you're not getting me, my big line is off and some items were stolen from me. So that's the process I'm in terms of retrieving them. So that's what's happening. That's why you're not getting me via WhatsApp and So Emmanuel Bro is following. Philip B. Flomo is following. Philip, welcome. Stephen Fowler Jr. He's following from Chinkin Factory. Koiboy Weeder is following. Agatha Glasgow is here following. Abraham N. Anderson. Ju J. Wonwe is following. Stephen Nangbe is following from Pueblan Community. Musa A. Sharif from New Georgia, Gatineausville. Darlington Dennis is following. Precious Yala is also following here. Precious Yala is following. Klubo Washington following here. Mohammed Balor is watching from Broadway City. Mohammed Balor is watching from Broadway City. Welcome to the program. Abraham Gopal Fambula is following from Cape Mount County. Hiton Wale Jedo is following from Greenville City, Sino County. Hiton Wale Jedo, the proper defender, a been long while. The very way in Sino there do it on a side. That's it. We need to decentralize the social political landscape of our country. So that's great. Boima Obentu Kaidi is also following from Hotel Africa, Virginia. Timothy Gay is following from Broadway. And Obentu, you've already been recognized. Harley Tamba is also following from Soul Clinic. Alexis Morba is following. Prosper Bender is following from Kesselly Boulevard, Japan Freeway. Terry F. Corner from Ashmont Street is following. Johnny Hackman is following from Brewerville. And Nathaniel Saki is following me from Agibee County. Lemuel Chairman Bon Pikin is following. Testimony Janji Gise is following from Fender Community. Jordan Sekou V. Dollar is following from Kwadu Bonin District, Lofa County. And all of you following. I am not able to call everyone's name here. To you, Joseph Saki, Fakao, all of you that are following, Junior Dumba, all of you. Henry DeShield, to all of you there following. This is Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. Bedun Sherry from Color Green, Palawa Hot area, you are following. And Jeremiah Juice, all of you that are following, welcome. Today or tonight, we will be looking into a lot of issues. But we started soft, go to the pen and paper issue, then we come to the spiritual aspect that saw letters being exchanged from one end to another on a diplomatic note. So I will first of all start with the CDC delegate accreditation for the CDC USA National Convention. I don't remember Austin here. Let me see. Let me see what I met Austin here. Okay, so their state chairpersons, secretaries, and chapter leadership. Greetings from the CDC USA National Convention Committee. As preparation continuing for the CDC USA National Convention 2026, scheduled to be held in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, from July 29 to August 2nd, 2026, all state chapters are hereby informed that delegate accreditation will officially commence on June 14, 2026. Okay, I think this is for the delegate in America. And for Donner on this side, so you get pecuniary by you can go for the whole program with a pecuniary issue. Yeah, Solomon Moy, okay, my papa Solomon Moy, he's the officer in charge of the convention committee. Okay, so that's it. So this one, they themselves, I will host them here, and they will give us detail of what's unfolding. So CDC USA chapter will be having a convention from the 29th of July to the 2nd of August. So that next month, Benny. Okay. You know, the Burkinabe issue, before I get to it, let me quickly recognize Charles Dulu Bapu, who is following. He's following from So Clinic. Welcome to the platform. You know, Burkinabe's flooding Liberia as if Liberia don't have border control, as if Liberia does not have border control, is troubling and dangerous. We have over and over called on the government using this platform and other platforms available to us, calling on the government from a nationalistic background and a patriotic point of view that the government needs to take siege of our border security. Evidence of the fact that Guineans just came in, encroached, invaded, seized, and occupied with no ramification at all, in line with the laws of our country that provides for the protection of our sovereign integrity and dignity as a country. We over and over continue to call on the government of Mr. Boakai and Jeremiah Kun as vice president to do the needful so that our borders are secured, especially that these other fragile countries in line with democracy, they are still fragile, they are still there. Some of them are augmenting or trying to, I would say, amend the laws that provide for the democratic space which will allow continuation of governance in a peaceable manner and security can reign around us here. People are altering their constitutions. Like Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara, the president of Cote d'Ivoire, is in power now for his 4th term, which is undemocratic. ECOWAS is aware. ECOWAS frowns on that. They are doing those things using the power that they have and peddling it against the people who gave them the opportunity to enjoy the democratic space that allowed them to come to power. What is happening in Cote d'Ivoire is an existential threat to peace and security in the region. The fact that a president, though Cote d'Ivoire is making some level of progress developmental wise, But under the sphere of democracy, when people are disenchanted, other people are not allowed to exercise their God-given right that allow the Alassane Ouattara man president to lead the people of Cote d'Ivoire, and they are not given the opportunity. One man comes to power and wants to monopolize the process of leadership and exhibiting a complete totalist regime in Cote d'Ivoire, and you think that we are safe. The issue with Burkinabe's flooding the southeastern region, particularly the Grand Jida area, is not something to take lightly. Because for one fact, Burkina Faso does not have any territorial border with Liberia. So how come? Don't you think it's dangerous? Don't you think a cause for questioning? Don't you think it warrants concern that Burkinabes will transition from going to Cote d'Ivoire and not stopping in Cote d'Ivoire without any prior arrangement, any arrangement, bilateral arrangement with our country and theirs, coming into our country in their thousands, and you take that for joke? The government takes that as we were just maybe making normal noise, like the president and his ministers at the Ministry of Information and other places continue to look down on us Liberians. That's why we say here we are just empty talkers, we are empty drums. And we keep saying to the president that a fragile country like Guinea that had the same issue with democratic transitioning is still fragile with the peace that they were enjoying before that altering of their constitution was done by the deposed president Alpha Conde, who was succeeded by a regime impostor, an authoritarian man, so the librarian Omar will say in a market, an authoritarian man who just come to power, he won't know about anything he wants to do. He do it, and at the end of the day, the president goes to international confab. He's interviewed, he's asked as to the situation, even though it had not been amicably solved. There has not been any reasonable conversation in that regard as to coming to logical conclusion. The president speaks to the world and tells Liberians that the president there, the de facto illegitimate president who stole power over the Guinean people there in Guinea, is his nephew, while his nephew is encroaching, invading, transgressing, and trespassing, mocking, and disrespecting in disdainful and condescending manner his uncle, Mr. Bouaka, who is the president, and the entire country that has almost 6 million people. And Mr. Bouaka sees nothing wrong with that and goes on international platform and says he and the president of Guinea cool, and in fact the brother is his nephew. These are the troubling signs we are experiencing now around the Grand Jida era. Yes, the president who said he and the president from Guinea cool, and we've been raising the issue of even Poka Rabo called on this platform one time. There was a time that we tabled this topic as it relates to the influx of Burkinabes into Grand Jida, and Poka Rabo reminded us, and that reminder made us to flag this and re-echo it. Today, the president has taken it to another level on a diplomatic bilateral relation. So you see, that 140,000 migrants in Grand Jida area, 140,000. Think about it. That is more than the citizenry of the entire Grand Jide County, based on census report, I stand to be corrected. we are in trouble. Liberians, if you think we come here because you know Junkies Morris to be a loquacious man, he talks plenty, so he just come here to talk, you making fun. We in trouble. Grand Jide is occupied by 140,000 illegal migrants who the government know how they enter the country, what they here for, who get them the land space that they occupy, or whether they came here to invade like it is being done with the Makuna River area. Who knows? The president, Burkinabe search test Liberia diplomacy, 140,000 migrants, packed land disputes, illegal money, deforestation fears. The thing why you're taking for joke now, we've been announcing it here. Or saying that over and over and again. You see why it are led to? The land where now for them from way Burkina Faso, we and then I get border. Look, we and Burkina Faso don't have border. Before I go to read this, we don't have border. There is no way that Burkinabes can act like the way the Guineans are acting. The Guineans, yeah, we're sharing border, we're sharing apartments. So, if possible, the yard we're sharing, they can raise issue. Say, my man, the landlord told me that I'm just, being hypothetical or playing the devil's advocate. They say the landlord say Mauritius, they say because of the money I pay, so the landlord say I'm occupy the side. Then I wonder that the landlord will come to settle it. In this case, the landlord will come to settle it that the map, the demographic, geographic documentation that history will not lie on, that will show the boundary, and we are Guinea there should be no need that will be making noise around here. Unlike Burkinabes, we don't have border. Oh, let no one fool you. The camera, it said, okay, anyway, I'll manage it. Look, let nobody fool you. Burkina Faso, it has border with many West African countries. I agree. The Niger, the Mali, the Côte d'Ivoire, the Ghana, the Togo, the Guinea. But Sierra Leone and Liberia who get border with Burkina Faso. So there is no justifiable reason why Burkinabes have influxed into Grand Jide County without justifiable documentation or any claim that will be based on international humanitarian consideration. Burkinabes are going in their thousands, encroaching and invading, trespassing on people's land. We already get our own land issue here. It have not been settled. It had never been concluded. Then Burkinabe people then they coming out their own there for we and then to be fighting for land. When the president himself told all Liberians that God is not making new land. Guinea, the other small piece will get around Lofa area Guinea, they already start navigating and cutting piece until they hit their target. Then that other area again. Then my advice to Mr. President, forget about the 72nd barracks, all of these places that our people who are slum dwelling, trying to manage and maneuver at least for survivability. So their kids don't go out there and cause problem. So their kids don't turn into thieves. So they don't change to armed robbers because they will need to fend for their family. so that they don't become rolling stones in their own country. Forget about those places. And let's mark and made forces. Let's join. Like the Israeli will usually do. They don't want to know what all our Israel look for force, all our Hezbollah look for Israel. Once the peace, security, and survivability of Israel is at stake, all hands are on deck. So why can't you rally us, Mr. President? Why are you fighting us instead of rallying us? So before I go to another topic, because a lot of talking points, the situation with Lilu election will be discussed quickly, because we end with the foreign prophet who prophesies Mr. Bouakar's inability and tiredness. What became as a largely unnoticed movement of migrant laborers into Liberia's southeastern region has evolved into one of the country's most urgent security, governance, and environmental crises, with official government estimates placing the Burkinabe population in Liberia at approximately 140,000. A figure many residents in affected communities dismiss as a severe undercount. That means the people who there, they say, government report say 140,000, which is exorbitant, which is too much. It can even push that lay portion of Liberia into xenophobia. Because the people right now get job on it. The last time, I think somewhere around 2023, I was in a CVR area. Even the go they say it's tough. Even Batigen, when I was in Batigen, young people are crying for development in Batigen, a gold money area, crying for development and crying for opportunities. So to show you that employment is scarce under Bouakar's regime. So because of that, you are having all of these loopholes that the president will need to patch instead of going after his own citizens as the leader of our country. And if somebody talks, instead of the president giving a listening ear, because most of what will reach the president will be good voice, calm voice, praises, flattering, and making the president to feel at ease and to remain at bay. Why the people are on a daily basis getting agitated, frustrated, and despondent because of the bad governance, inept administrative proceedings on the part of government officials, and the blatant level of corruption that is taking place in the eyes of the entire world. That seeing Liberians suffering in terms of the circular flow of money. Money not flowing. Can you imagine somebody buy one sack of water, they sell it for 4 days? One sack of water is selling it for 4 days. Can you imagine? These are the kind of situations that are pushing Liberians to the margins, and the government does not even care to solve these problems. The government is only playing lip service, deaf ears, and irresponsible posture to all of these national concerns that has to do with governance. President Joseph Newman Bouakar has now elevated the matter to the highest level of national policy, warning of alarming security implications and ordering a coordinated government response, even as lawmakers, conservationists, civil society organizations, and traditional community leaders grow increasingly impatient with what they describe as a widening gap between official concern and decisive enforcement on the part of the government. Lip service Lip service. Mr. President, lip service. That's another bureaucracy we're discussing here. Another compound, complex situation that will be hard to deal with. Are you discussing, Mr. President? $140,000 and the residency. You're not can Google, y'all trying to call lower numbers so that Liberians can get panic and afraid. Mr. Boakai, as a young man that have no other country to call my country, my advice to you as the president of our country, kindly take charge. Mr. President, nobody is asking you to go throw punches. No, Mr. President. It is not possible that we ask you here on Freedom Hard Talk, Freedom FM 87.9. We ask you to go throw punches, to go raining insults, to go talking down on your co-equals. All we are saying, the law, the thing what the law say that you need to protect, Mr. President. Under schedule of the Liberian Constitution, the oath of office is there for affirmation of your stewardship, your loyalty, your patriotism, and your genuine nationalistic policies that will drive development and prosperity. That's why that portion is set aside. And its name is scheduled in the Constitution of our country. Mr. President, use these instruments. These are the instruments that allow that office to be protected, to get all that power and authority, Mr. President. Use those same instruments to lead us. When you use those instruments, Mr. President, you will have set a strong deterrent against Guinean bandits who are trying to encroach. You will have set a nice precedence for the Burkinabe men where they won't work. The Ivorian men can't get in change because the Ivorian men decide to take their own economy into their hands. That's why you don't see Ivorians flying all around the place. Do your own reasoning. The people John or Aroko, they can't Guinea, and they can't Labrador, rather. Ivorian left in Aroko. They pass through Aroko, the John or Aroko, they can't here. So you see, Ivorians have taken into their hands their future. The private sector in Africa have been on an exponential basis expanded to a level that have never been seen in the entire sub-region since the founding of Africa as a continent. The Africa's private sector is growing by the day in the numbers, in the investment, in the education, RT, information technology is growing in Cote d'Ivoire. The economy now has gone back and rested on the laps of Ivorians. This is what's happening right now in terms of competitive leadership. The president is way behind. The president is still thinking how the junkies Morris men that can be firing, even though saying the truth, how will he get junkies to be subdued? That's why the president, people in the kitchen cabinet thinking about how will they get junkies Morris? How will they get to silence or to silence junkies Morris and Austin Kawa? How will they get to silence KOK, Alexas, and Ajirum, Abu, Windel Nimle, and you can name. This is the government's only priority, to go after people who criticize in good faith just to see the right thing being done. And this government is allowing our borders, since the founding of this country, it is only under Mr. Bwaka. Liberians have cried, Liberians have murmured, and it has just been on the lips. In terms of documentation, we know where our country stop with excluding the few parcel of land, the other men, doing the town of demarcation, the men collect from all. That discussion, is another day discussion. Whether we reach that point or we still live together as brothers, in the same era, that one not issue. But what be now, where the whole world know, the UN, everybody recognize, the entire world recognize. What happened? Mr. Bwaka is sitting as president. Guinea can't Guinea take peace. Burkina be men, they cross over Cote d'Ivoire and Guinea and coming to Liberia to take peace. So, is it that the Burkina be men they want to establish another part of Burkina Faso here, like Russia get certain part of their country in between Poland and Lithuania, which is called Kaliningrad? Is it the same thing? Because those were through forceful means, those pieces or parcel of land were acquired. How Burkina bees will come from where Burkina Faso, where we get border with them say. Then they come way in our era. Then agenda after we cry, they call all empty John, call all barking dogs. Then the president comes back to the same thing we're talking about, to provide for the security of our border and calling on everybody to put hands on deck. Mr. Bwaka, you are the president of this country and you need to take responsibility seriously as our president. What do you respect, Mr. President? This is not a joke. This is not a matter of political party. This is not a matter of who's speaking hard against the government or who's speaking as the toughest man in the government. No, Mr. President. This is about the continuation of Liberia as a sovereign nation. Mr. President, immediately you took over our country, we start losing land. If you can be brave, if you can have the temerity, Mr. President, and the impetus to go after Liberians and take land from them in the name of those parcels of land belong to army people and who be institutions or individuals you try to reclaim land for, why don't you exert similar authority that even is guaranteed constitutionally? It is legal to engage your nephew Dumuya, and if he does not want to move peaceably, our army that is clogged with the responsibility to get there and do the needful, including Grenjide. Oh, Mr. President, you calling us civil society groupings, we journalists, to join you in the fight. So, Mr. President, what you want to do now? I thought you said you fighting the diplomatic man. And now while we're talking and we're happy, we must go fight. Mr. President, should we go into a fight with Burkina bees, fighting them with machetes as if it was a reincarnation of Rwanda? No, we can't do that. We are all the same. But territorial integrity and border sovereignty is what we are just asking to be respected here. This is the singular reason why the immigration service is for. To generate money from migrant services, let's say the influx of migrants who will be channeled or processed through the legal proceedings as it relates to how they can come here and how they can stay here resident permit, a pecunion. With a paid out of pecunion, it can tap off for maintenance of the dual community rule. Work permit, that another pecunion. And the different taxes that will be paid through the activities in country will help develop the country. But you're just leading. Everybody just can't, just doing their own thing. Because some men here, they even get correct document. They can be involved with insulting our president. They can be involved with insulting our leaders. They get document. They even elaborate citizens reporting. So, Mr. President, this is not about politics. If these SSS continue, Mr. President, you will become a lame duck president. With all due respect. I mean, no disrespect. But I just want to let it out. If these SSAs that are ongoing continue, Mr. President, short time, you will just be a lame duck president. Because you will lost every authority given under the presidential power of our Magna Carta, the Constitution of our country. The fact that you can protect our borders, the fact that you can protect our citizens' rights, the fact that our citizens' land can be protected, the fact that our citizens' security will continuously be at stake and at the verge, the fact that their jobs cannot be secured, the fact that our forests are being threatened, even though we've already signed deforestation a pact with the international community, and all of these SSS will be happening under your regime, Mr. President. That is a clear path to illegitimacy. Take it seriously, Mr. President. Don't say because it's coming from Noah Zau Gibson, or it's not coming from this other young man who usually insults people whenever he mounts the podium. The guy from Information Ministry, Sando. Don't listen to those boys. Don't listen to them. We're talking governance issue, Mr. President. We're talking governance issue. You, your very self, recognize the severity of this problem. It is a creeping Guinea scenario. So, Mr. President, why don't you take charge? What is going on? Are you saying, Mr. President, we'll sit here one morning, we just wake up, all our land gone, and we just become Rolling Stones? I don't know where we'll be true. And Mr. President, if somebody talks about that, instead of you people putting into place an architecture that will mitigate such problem, all you do is to witch hunt people, go after people who speak so that it reach your attention, because those guys around you, that liberal way of doing things. Mr. President, I want to think what someone all know. Even Mr. Commissaire come from corporate era. Musa Bedete come from corporate era. Anyone that can to be president, how they will do you, they will want barricade you. The people who will be coming will Google advice to you, Google things for the country to move forward, they will block them. Because you know why? Immediately you bring them around you and they have that proximity to the presidency and that access to presidential power. What runs in their minds is power. And all of them will become president. They start fighting one another. This allowing you to succeed. Mr. President, this is a simple and respectful advice to you. As a son and as a citizen of this country that love Liberia so much, and I don't even want to see any country being better than Liberia, but I don't have my own will. So, Mr. President, as you claim, love Liberia, think Liberia, and build Liberia, Liberia cannot be built when Guineans have encroached, invaded, and seized, occupy. Liberia cannot prosper and develop when Burkinabes are taking land, taking jobs, encroaching, invading, and eroding our forest reserve. Mr. President, nothing else I can do. I only plan talking to you. I ain't want to hold anybody to say I'll be the boss. No. I ain't want to carry you to court. No. Even with anybody steal from your office, I ain't want to carry them to court. Because I get the power. So, Mr. President, if you are sincere to make Liberia a better place, do the right thing. Don't be thinking about the messengers. The other person they support me. No, it shouldn't be it. The expression, the thing that I was saying, low inside, they want to get sense. You take it, Mr. President. Nobody in the country is above you. Only the law. So who will be your boss? Who will get value for listening to Junkies Morris advising you, Mr. President? Yes, you may be older, experienced, educated than a young man like me. But, my papi, there are some things that modernity have brought to our attention. And with the energy, we are reading and expanding our imagination. So listen to us too, papi. We can't just talk for nothing. That thing that happening to that Grange era is an existential threat for your presidency. If you do not take care, Mr. President, it will lead you to becoming a lame dog president. Well, you just be having president need, maybe because people don't go vote and nobody wants to do violence. But the country will just be, I would say, outlaw and loose because nobody will want to pay attention to a president or to a father who is unable to take care of the kids, to a father who is unable to provide just one single room for a children to sleep inside, so that the rainy season can beat them and pour coal in them for them to die from pneumonia. A father who would not be able to buy clothes for the children. So, Mr. Boaka, that's my humble advice and plea to you. And this brings me into what Mr. Musa Hassan Bedete warned against. Our leaders are going into perpetual silence. And this is not the first time we're calling on leaders to refrain from being silent as if they decide to wear cowardice. Our leaders, their silence is consent in the mind of any reasonable person, to include the president that is leading this country. He feels that he's doing the right thing. That's why the leaders who are supposed to be speaking from the churches, from the mosques, from the political parties, from the civil society organizations, and everywhere are silent. It means consent. It means agreement with the president for everything he's doing, that making people to go to bed without food. They're making some people not even get place to sleep when they come from school. They hang their bag on their back and just pass around the place. Nighttime come, they hang somewhere. Day breaks, find a way to take by and go to school. They get sleeping place. Can you imagine, Mr. President? And it is onus on the government to provide all these basic services. Even if the man does not have a job, to provide these things that he will need as basic needs. It is the government's responsibility to provide the enabling environment for jobs opportunities so that this man can be able to send his children to school. This man can be able to take care of his children so they come up with good manners. Mr. President, I thought you knew all of these. I thought you knew. What's going on? Take charge. Take charge. And the leaders we have in this country, whether from the politics, from the mosque, from the church, even, I think the PUL, the president of Liberia, have been very strong. And I want to give kudos to the president of the presidium. Julius Konumba, the brother, have been very strong in making sure that the government meets stiff resistance as it relates to the creeping draconian policies of stamping free speech and freedom of expression, freedom of the press. The PEL have been fighting. The PEL have been issuing statements. The PEL, in fact, have, in the face of the president, responded to the president that such bad governance practice will not be allowed in this dispensation. The PEL, where are our other leaders? Where are the clergymen? Today, the country have gone into national silence. Why? Because Mr. Bwaka is aggressively leading the country with the police headed by Mr. Gregory Como. Is that the fear? Or that the government is manipulating and I'm twisting the judiciary to the extent that jury panel can be disbanded and at the end of the day, they be coerced under duress, being brought back under the jurisdiction of a different term of court, even though the law provides that if they are disbanded, they go into their private lives and nobody at the level of the court, even the president, have anything to do with them, because everything that's supposed to be checked before they are disbanded or before they were relieved of the job to provide a piece of service to the nation. The government is putting people in silence with the high level of intimidation, coercion, witch hunt, and political persecution, to the level that is extending to people being afraid or falling prey to politicide, which is going after perceived political opponents by killing them. These are the kind of creeping verses that are surrounding the presidency of Mr. Bwaka and Jeremiah Kpankun as the vice president. So, Mr. Bilete, no need to waste your time. You're the lawmaker with your talk. Some of you say you're scared to talk again. They want to talk, you're hold on now, because you're afraid of being expelled. So, Mr. Bilete, you done as a lawmaker, it's all the talk for over 60,000 to 70,000 human beings. For a whole constituency, a whole district, the people squeezing you to the wall, who ought maybe I lead the way the Table Mountain Declaration allows some of us to come on platforms to enlighten our people and inform them. Maybe we'll trust more. Yeah, because the whole world will be looking at it. No, for them to can't catch us. Like you're now dealing with. Because all do. The only thing we do here, we are not fighting. We're calling on the government to do the right thing. Mr. Bwaka himself saying it. That the whole thing here, all we got to put hands together because that security thing here. So the president ordering that we coordinate. When you lawmaker, you conservationist, or you civil society organization, or you traditional community. Mr. President, if you were not leading this country with the kind of iron fist you are using, going to the legislature, chaklaying it, pushing it to doing your bidding at all costs, entering the judiciary, arm twisting, interfering, calling back and forth judges, justices, and making the place fearful. Mr. President, you do not need to call on Liberians to unite against Bobe Mene. Bobe Mene probably know about all. And we all were in Ariko together. Mr. President, you need to rally us at our volition, at our will. We will rally behind you to push those coffers. But Mr. President, unlike your posture that is unreconciling, showing, deepening disunity, calling names, throwing jabs at Liberians, peaceful Liberians who are just calling on you to lead a country so that we be in peace and have a civilized environment, calling names, throwing jabs, going after people going to some of our houses, burglarizing our houses, taking our belongings. I know, because the president is showing disunity, the president is showing division. So even those that follow the president and think that some of us are critical of the president, even though what we do here is in the interest of our country, they don't understand, because some may be small-minded and thinking that it's just about Mr. Boakai, but we are seeking the improvement of our country. They take issue of us, go and vandalize our places. The only thing that remains in our some of our lives, just want to carry us in a hole. When we enter the hole before they will move from behind us. So, Mr. President, you need to come out and speak as a unifier. Because you know, say they Grange Yetina enough full everywhere. So, Mr. President, you calling on Liberians to rally around you. See, that's why we're saying, don't be jammed before you look for a friend. Make friend before you get jammed. And that leads me to this Liberian National Loading and Offloading Union election issue. Before I go to my last topic and take course. This institution, Liberian National Loading and Offloading Union, is a very key institution in the lives of young people in our country. The crafters of this institution, the funders of this institution, were crafty enough to understand that many of our brothers are going wayward. Many of our brothers and sisters, including sisters, are deeply entrenched with the issue of drug addiction. So in order to reduce that influx into the drug habit and the abuse of drug, thievery, to include armed robbery and other things that are of negative verses to the society, this idea was derived, formed, and established. And kudos to the leaders. They fought hard to change and transform many lives. That I've interviewed, I've followed this particular case, I've followed this issue, I've interviewed them. Many of them have changed. Many of them used to be what in Liberia we call Zogos. Today, many of them have their own places, they have their own families, and their lives have changed through this Liberian National Loading and Offloading Union. LILU, an institution formed so that the boys, young, even the papi, some papi them on there. Yeah, some people now not found with them even up to the old age. Doing the loading and offloading from these companies that bring in their goods by container or trucks. They carry on those jobs for them to be paid. And in that case, those people schools will have to be protected, while the workers also will have to be protected at the job site. Those were the simple mathematics on which this institution was formed, based on my interview with the young people who are calling for election within this institution called Liberia National Loading and Offloading Union LILU. So, if this institution is not well propped up, if it is not well taken care of, and some of us who have interest in the young people transforming and having better future ahead of them, if we don't make effort to see to it that the right thing is done there, mind you, this is a terrain that is harboring people from all walks of life, violent people, some people that just came from jail, and the institution is trying to rehabilitate them and reintegrate them into the society. They are all there, frustrated people. Some people frustrated with family issues. So if care is not taken, and this is a large institution that has men, 1,000 plus. If care is not taken and they go into a huge confrontation with one another, some of them now transformed yet. They are still in the process of being transformed. And they start taking weapons for one another, going after one another to kill the other man, won't kill the other man. The whole place will be concerned. The whole Liberia will be concerned. What happened? What happened? So though the government had not been on this institution, but it's prudent because this institution is also helping to alleviate poverty. This institution is providing employment for Bobo. Almost all the Bobo that are in West Point, the Waterside area, in Central Monrovia, from Claratown, Doe community, they are working with this union. Bobo. So to show you how impactful this institution is. And the institution right now is in a crisis of election. The young people are calling for election because according to them, the acting leadership is not treating them fairly and is not meeting up with the social responsibility of the institution, which is when somebody gets hurt, when somebody has problem on the job security be provided for them is the major issue. And even the payment scheme and the payment policy, they have issue with all of those, and they need a revamping of the institution and an overhaul through a democratic, free, and fair election. That's why they keep bringing this to my attention. And I think to avoid violence, to avoid problem, because this institution is registered with government, there's a need that those responsible, even the Ministry of Labor, can step in, let the institution go to election, and let the Ministry of Labor make sure that all of those policies, written, documented, be followed, so that a problem that could see the Ministry of Labor going up and down to be solving different huge problems around the place, to see it being curbed before it can happen. The Ministry of Labor and other institutions that are responsible to regulating these kinds of good ingenuity and good innovation, let them put some level of eye and regulation on this institution and make sure they step in with the election issue, because the election situation with LILU is causing problem, and it is the reason why problem could come. So let them see how best it can be fast-tracked, and the young people themselves will need to be peaceful, and all they will need to do is to call for election through the means that they know is peaceful, and the means that they know the government and other people responsible will take action and the rightful thing will be done, the election will be held, and they have leadership that they want to work with so that their welfare can be met. We are concerned with this because we don't want the young people to go back in the streets. We don't want them to go back in the ghettos and start flooding communities with the taking of substances that are inimical to their health and a good environment, particularly our country, Liberia, that is already suffering from development mind. Most of our leaders are not having a mind to develop. We're way behind. Then a few young people, at least, that are being transformed to go back to that retrogressive life. We think it will not be good. So there's a need that the right thing be done. And those in leadership, my fellow brothers and sisters in the leadership will lead you. You will need to do your best to carry the people cheering to election and make sure you regulate that place in line with government policy, because mind you may be operating in a corner. Well, the way John Gimoro already started announcing on the radio, you man tomorrow you will see Ministry of Labor people going to your office. So you're going to do the rightful thing. You'll carry the cheering to election. They tell the leader what they want to take. When they say they want you, Joseph Peter, you leave. When they say you, Alfonso Benedict, that you don't want, and Jerry B, they want you, Jerry B, you find your way and go, and they tell Alfonso Peter. That's as simple as democracy. And at the same system of government we are living in here. When you go on the campuses, student government, the people go to election. Even union, workers union, all around the world, and even in Liberia, all the workers union. If you go to Maryland, in fact, the Kavala Rubber Worker Union, they can have election, regular election every 2 years. It is to provide a stable and balanced environment to work. One man don't monopolize what should be everybody's decision. With all of those being recognized, the place will be peaceful, there will be understanding, and there will be love and respect amongst workers, since we are all Liberians. And that leads me to my last topic, which is the prophet talking about Mr. Bwaka inability and tired. The prophet lied when Mr. Bwaka sat on there, Dumuya tell the land, he said, Dumuya like nephew. Dumuya stay on our land. The prophet lied, Mr. Bwaka said, yellow machine were coming. Yo, yeah. Tomo fala them wear yellow chair, yellow thing, yellow lawmaker. Where the machine? What happening? No update. Nobody giving update. Yes, the prophet is right that Mr. Bwaka, he know he tired why he can't resign. Because he did not even play smart by building a $10 million home in Lofa. So the prophet is in line with prophecy. So Liberians, the prophet needs to come from Nigeria and pass all around to see all the things that are going on before you prophesy. And you say you know saying living here. So he prophesies in the same thing what we're talking here, the same thing what you said talking in the communities and all over the place, and even on the campuses. That the reason why even stay with mobile model, they come in protest on the 17th of July. That next month, the other young people from UL, the Student Unification Party, they say on the 26th of July, they protesting. You think the president was not tired? The president was not able or incapacitated to do our work for Liberians and Liberia not to be disrespected. You think all of these sequence of protestation would have been established and set up? No, it wouldn't have been that way. If the president were not tired, opposite to the prophet from Nigeria prophecy, the president was not going to allow the people around him to push him into opulence by buying almost $2 million vehicle just in his motorcade as the car for the president and the 2 vehicles for the president. I want honor they call it VIP protection, the limo, the presidential limo. Mr. Bwaka, if he was not tired and unable, incapacitated to take care of the country, to lead this country, if Mr. Bwaka was not, he wouldn't have thought or rhyme those 2 presidential limo in his motorcade that cost almost $2 million. When the 2 vehicles, the 2 limos in Danone J. Trump motorcade, they are less than that amount that was expended on those Lexus being used by Mr. Joe Bwaka. The richest country, the greatest nation on earth, the most powerful nation with the largest military in terms of budgetary expenditure. And Joe Bwaka, the president of one of the least poorest country on the face of the earth, is in opulence. Is in opulence and extravaganza. Mr. Bwaka is wearing extravaganza. Why? The borders are poorer. Gregory, come on, go to Makona River, you're hiding. He couldn't wear uniform. Because he see police. He just see police. He just see police. He see the military people. It's scary. You can't make it. You can't go closer. Because the morale, the appearance, our people are underpaid. You expect them to go push back 140,000 plus Burkinabes, especially the way the Burkinabe men they get strength. Most of the farms in Cote d'Ivoire, the men help those Ivorians for them to be established, and the Ivorian pushing them to Liberia. They are hard-working people. But why arrangement brought in here? We need a comprehensive arrangement, a dialogue that will allow all of us to know from which end the other person benefiting and from which end the other person benefiting. That's bilateral relationship. No country around the place here complaining that Liberian people just come here. Hey, Mr. Bwaka, your people there, you need to come for them. They just come here. I hope they will be coming in our country now. No. That only we are not just complaining people coming our land. What happened? Lucinda, I'm taking call here. Hold on. So, Mr. Bwaka, the prophet say from the prophet there, please take it seriously. Don't mind, your boys who are let be causing people man. Those rude boys. Don't mind them. That serious thing they may talking you. Mr. President, the people forcing you, you sort of resign. Mr. President, you are being forced. You sort of resign. Mr. President, you are unable to lead. That's why your resignation is important for Liberia's progress. You are not in charge. Mr. President, I repeat, you are not in charge. What the prophet is saying is right, Mr. President. He's right. Humbly resign. I knew the calm, Omen Joe Omen Joe to be that magnanimous. Why? Is it a power? I think you could have a rethink, Mr. President. What do you respect? Mr. President, you are not able anymore. You are not in charge. Mr. President, no strength again. You can make it. Mr. President, no able man, no fast track or somebody who can fast track things will be in power, and these boys will be playing around with borderline. These bandits and the president says that despots enter our country and take our land plain and flare. Nothing happens. Burkina Faso, John Owa, Cote d'Ivoire, and Guinea, and says that Guinea did not receive or get any backlash or response that was strong enough to deter, so they coming to add insult to injury. Mr. President, you calling on Liberians, you yourself, you have a role to play. Mr. President, you have to take things seriously. We get bureaucracy. Lawmakers are sort of go to. You calling on them now. And one lawmaker speak politically. You get agitated, you get jittered, you get angry, Mr. President. It just like, yeah, you and I memo just meet to an area that is a no man land and you just bury him there alive. That was the anger I saw in the removal of former Representative Yeke Koluba. In fact, it was verily the essence of your calling for an extraordinary session, Mr. President. What a vindictive. Mr. President, those are trivialities. They don't matter to us. They are trivialities. Those are petty things. Mr. President, don't go petty. Don't go petty. Don't do it. Don't allow them to remote control you. With all due respect, Mr. President, I am not saying that is happening, but don't allow it. That will be surrendering our presidential power to greedy people who always gonna get any grace for them to leave, but they always want to be chipping all sad people to get there and the family rich. Then they start looking down on other people that are living better lives, and the other people struggling to live the lives that they are living. Mr. President, don't allow them to sandwich you into not understanding the realities on the ground. Mr. President, do you expect your propagandists to go to you and tell you that what is happening with our borders from the Ivory Coast side and the Guinea side is dangerous and threatening? Mr. President, you expect them to tell you? You have to open up and listen to platforms like these. Then you have an understanding. Then you have a clue as to where we headed. Since you are presiding over the country as the president. But not to be playing that ear and lip service and just thinking that everybody that is talking, just talking out of frustration, out of the fact that they are not in power and it is a unity party. So they will not be happy and they will not agree with anything. They will just be bitter. No, that's not it, Mr. President. We are discussing governance issue, Mr. President. That thing the Burkina Faso people doing now, that political party Benin, that governance issue now. Policies to mitigate those competing problems that we have at our borders. Mr. President, say I don't want to add a own there because Cote d'Ivoire, sir, even though none of the Ivorians, but the Burkina Faso using Cote d'Ivoire as a safe haven to encroach, invade, seize, and occupy, while Guineans using the other side, Mr. President. All these talking points Let me give more time to you to call and have your say. So I can say, you all your time playing talking. Call me on those numbers. On 086 500 104, 086 500 104, 0776 104 104, 0776 104 104. And our diaspora callers can call on plus 231 86 500 104, plus 231 86 500 104. This first caller online one. Hello, your name and you joining me from where?
Yeah, thank you, my name is William W. I am the official spokesperson with Liberation Movement. I joined from Carway, my brother.
Go ahead, whatever.
Let me say kudos to you. You and Austin, you guys are doing well. Your information is power, and you guys give the available information every day. My brother, the issue you talk on, granted that I will get more for you beat me. Our worry is true. The guys are many there. You have brothers are calling out that. I got the making fun and Y and Z. So I think the community to pull a piece down. But then the one that touched my eyes, I got a freedom of speech. And President Barack talk about freedom of speech. You know, we see it happening. Most of the time, I got in trouble about the other guys that are in jail now whatsoever. You can't do that because the freedom of speech is bring you to power today. So you can't come on freedom of speech, but we have power. You are government is in power. Even the Tony Morris is supporting you. Because when you make putting out the deal, you as a government, if you are a good government, you go behind the deal and do the right thing. But you don't want to do it when the job is the wrong thing. Because I want to know who got freedom. What you, your president freedom is where it's stuck. And now my rap begin right there. You don't see how they can protect the country. Because freedom of speech, you got to stick out. Now, you got the power. So I put my stick out. You don't need to guard it. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you. I will leave you there. And before I go to the line, I want to take this quick break. And I'll be right back.
Equal rights and justice. Yeah. Not don't get rocking out of hand. Show clear how and love need peace. We need you.
Yeah, so this song is dedicated to Liberians. Let us be good to one another. Let us stop, being greedy. That I will refer to as ravenous gluttony.
They can't be you. Now the African mentality, they can't be you, they can't be me. Now they just getting on everything, can't be us, they can't be you. When I so say one, then I so say listen, every day I see plenty people suffering. Then I see them small enjoying. Then they acting and they lucky. You look at the that's African mentality. Destructive jealousy, hatred, envy, wetty black heart, that desperate society. From the only day to present day, everybody say you see that same old mentality. When you not know me, I know you. You're not part of my crew, you do me, I do you. Yeah. The only way that you can make it through you not join my crew, then you face me, I face you. Or in the churches, the African mentality. The horses, the bosses. People crying from that wicked way. People crying, talking sedating, and let's stop it. All the people on the side talking, no way we like it. Talk about wet boy, hey, show. Talk about hey, boy, the people can't talk. Be myself and I. Now the African mentality. Be myself and I. Got it taking on everything. Be myself and I. They try to jealousy and be myself and I. It can't be me, they can't be you. Everybody wanna say that we're cool or by. It can't be you, they can't be me. You're not here, I was just looking to up to buy. It can't be us, they can't be you. You're not powerful, you're shining to buy. I'm so simple, and I'm so simple.
Everybody want it what I say. Nobody want have nobody. Everybody fighting for I say. Yeah, from one person to one family, one gratitude from the same community. Yeah, now the African mentality. More is affecting the society. There's no more competency. You did a lot. Check every ministry. Yeah, for work out to get salary. Yeah, the African mentality. Even students to get scholarship. That I seen old mentality. They say all for one for all. For one man, one take all and carry to a hall. No one nobody rich getting richer. Every day while they poor people they suffer. They Look what the essence of justice, security when my people on a hostage. Opposition say they want to demonstrate. As soon as my drive see them cutting.
Hello?
Yeah, this caller. Hey, lower your monitor.
Yeah, go far for him. My name is Kadiatu calling.
Go ahead, sir.
Almost 6 years. If I have something to catch our country was we able to see our country. Looking at the Amoina, the good enough. Oh, Baka. Okay, I'm going to say what to all year. Yeah, what is the
Thank you. Thank you. I'll leave you there. I'll leave you there and go back to line 1. Hello.
Good day. Talking.
Go ahead. Your name and you joining me from where?
Concern women for justice.
Oh, my Benu from West Point. How are you?
Oh, yeah. It's to say that we're coming to say that they may say, oh, you'll be president. Oh, Baka, you will never move for in power forever. See your vision. I'm going to take it to be the issue. All the things that Baka say, when you're not coming to the president, that bill will be one. Doing pre-junction and we're checking that bill when we are not temper with the election. We have to election go to me. Now we're not anything to me. Now we are pastor.
Okay. Okay, thank you. That was my Benu from West Point. This caller is on line 3. Hello, your name and you joining me from where?
I'm Charles Miller calling from Relish.
Yeah, welcome, Charles Miller.
You see, the Labrador National Loading All the Union, one of the workers.
Okay. So that means we're talking to one of the rightful person to get information from.
Yeah, one of the men who really went to the union from the beginning of times.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been working with the union for like over 3 years now plus.
Wow.
Yeah. I still am with the union. One of the oldest workers. But you see, it gets into the time that we used to come in water, we used to also look and together or did the bread back donor. Or all of a sudden the Brazilian came together, and, they said opening the union for us, so things is getting better because all men doing on Water Street, they are so good. So they decided to call us together so things can be fun with us. So they started helping you and me at Transform Key.
Okay.
I got my family. I live right at Puebla.
Okay.
I transform. More people in Motorside and know me as an all-loader. But when we do the work, we don't get no understanding. Even some other people go ahead, some people go.
Hello. Okay, we will leave the fellow there and go to line 1. Hello. Yeah, go ahead quickly.
They put the crossing, they don't know Bola being that probably discarding all video. People complain to the Bola. They're not going to talk about Bola and discarding probably being Thank you.
I'm understanding you. We're talking the border issue. There you see. Yeah, so I said, also, but I see the country. I understand you, my man. Hello. Hello. Hey. What will it take to lower your monitor?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that discussion, I consider a topic, not discussion.
Yeah, hello, this caller. Hello? Hello? Hello.
Yeah, thank you. Morris, good evening.
Yeah, Hussein Kel.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
kindly.
Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, I following the show religiously. So, you know, it's a good thing to make such a brilliant analysis. And yeah, religious men, I believe, the Christians, but doctrinally believers.
I'm a monotheist. I believe in one God.
Very good. You believe there is God. You believe that. And you also believe that Him exists. Look, Chinese, it beats my imagination, even what I said as a Muslim, but I do read the Bible. And the prophecies that came for the Bible, that one says there will come a time at the end time you will see false prophets. Jesus Christ said, you will find people who will come and preach in my name. He said, in the name of Jesus Christ.
But Hussein, when that prophecy was about reclaiming 2029 for second term, you will have called here and get tap on the back to the prophet and give some kudos.
No, Chief, you are a believer. And every believer, this station is owned by a Muslim. And I know, all due respect to Mr. Son, you don't believe in those things. Unlike the guys who control the show, you being a Christian, nobody looking down on the religion. Nobody looking down on your faith. But I do believe a young man, you are a Christian. I'm not going to judge your religious association. You are a Christian. But other people who call in saying all those things, they are not believers, they are pagans. They don't believe in Christ. They don't believe in the prophet. They are fake. Jesus Christ said to those people, he said, you hypocrite, go your way.
Oh, so you are so you have become God to adjust your individuals in categories.
The Bible says, do not judge.
Yes, then don't do that, Hussein Kel.
Judging them.
Don't do that, Hussein Kel.
No, I'm not judging them. What I'm saying, it is fake because the prophet there in Nigeria, he didn't even know what's going on. So
okay.
From people straight to the border point of Serno.
Okay.
So the prophet there.
My man, Hussein Kel, man. I know that prophecy, baby. You are going to call me tonight, my man. My man, Hussein Kel.
No issue, man.
Man, I'll see you tomorrow, man. That was Hussein Kel, a friend, brother from the other side. This caller, your name, and you joining me from where?
From Ashmore Street, Gostero. I'm Oliver Way.
Yeah, Oliver Way, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm flashing for the union business because actually I'm so vexed indeed. We are treating our boss at the union is not correct. So I want to see an election. Yes, I want an election. I want calling for.
Okay. Thank you. There. Thanks for your call. That's why we're flagging it here. I hope to get some word from the leaders of that institution. I hope to get some word from them, at least to respond to your many queries, because this is lingering ever since now over the success and progress of the young people. Go ahead quickly.
I said, you know what we said, we leave everything for in politics. And we all discussing the matter of our country.
So when you do politics now, how you go to election? How new president will come? How new representative and senator will come?
Apart from politics, right now we are the 10 years of our elected president, right? So we put everything aside and we focus on our country. Yes, that's our own. So we can't say about this.
Yeah. So listen now. While we're focusing on our country, and the president role to focus on the border for it to be safe, secure, and peaceful. You laugh. Yeah, this caller back to line 1. Hello. Oh God, the lines are just bustling from end to end. This other caller, hello.
Yeah, don't get worried.
Hello, your name and you joining me from where?
Jean Ziama from Slowways.
Oh, welcome, Ziama. Go ahead.
I work with you, but I'm 75. So I ran one election, GM.
Oh, so you guys are the guys that are calling for the election, right?
Yeah, but I was told that the acting CEO won cancel election. He trying to Guinea because of election. He want host election.
Wow.
Have to hold election.
Okay. That's why, in fact, I'm here because that situation I witnessed the protestation and were looking to threatening. So I cover it and even interview some of your colleagues. So I'm sure authorities from the Ministry of Labor is following. And I can assure you guys, some actions will be taken, and I will do my best so that the place remain peaceful. Thank you. We'll leave you there. I will leave you there and go back to line 3. Hello, this caller, your name and you joining me from where? Line 3, answer. Here you go. And I'm calling. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. Yeah, so okay. Hello. Yeah, go ahead now, quickly.
Yeah, baby, how you doing?
This is Junkies Morris.
Oh, Junkies Morris, how you doing?
By God's grace, I'm Gade. Your name and you joining me from where?
This is J. Henry now, and I called you from Fennel.
Go ahead.
You know, I had a call, but I'm obliged to call tonight. You see, if you check in the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 20, it talks about a man called Jehoshaphat, and that name I gave that name to my son. I named him after that man. God told them said that go and sing, and I think majority of the Christians know about that, so I don't want to eat your time. But on a solo note, when Elijah came from the mountain for prayer, he had that about bald head. So the children were laughing at him. And then he saw them, he said that the animals come from whatsoever to eat the children up. And that's what happened. The animals ate those children because they were laughing at him because of the bald head. You don't play with men of God. I'm not talking about this by men of God. I'm talking about real prophet that God gave that signature to be his ambassador on earth. You careful with that person? Mark my word tonight, that most of the people who have published their images and things whatsoever on Facebook, they will be disgraced, and God will make sure that He will deal with them.
Okay.
Because they don't know the assignment that He gave that individual for Nigeria.
Sure.
They don't know that. The covenant that man served with God, they don't know. But more are they coming and abusing that man of God. They will get that pay one by one because that what happened to the children. They say, oh, the mega born him. The mega came from the mountain of prayer. They were laughing at him. Joseph Barker, the way you said that, in fact, you said that you will dance with the devil. All your fathers, they will be disgraced and go power shown. Crystal clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'll leave you there and go to this line. Your name, my second to the last caller, your name and where are you joining me from?
Yeah. Good evening and good day to you, Mr. Sequoin Dennis Morris.
Welcome to the platform. Are you calling from Maryland?
No.
Because you calling all my Maryland names.
Monrovia.
Okay.
I think the three definitions of greediness, the largest one is gluttonous. So if we will continue discussing of how the people of this nation, or some people of this nation is greedy, then it will be like we must start with the kindergarten class before we can see how best to graduate from maybe the junior high. Because I don't know if we will go to senior grades or colleges. Because this country, even when you go to the local sector, gluttonous exists.
Anyway, I'm Henry Kobe the Shield.
Okay, go ahead quickly.
Calling you from Central Monrovia, Water Street, Center Street. Water Street, Monrovia. Because Water Street, Center Street, because my street is connected to Water Street.
Yeah, the intersection of Center and Water Streets.
Yes, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm one of the founder and owner of the institution in which that is discussed on this platform.
Okay.
Called the Liberia National Loading and Offloading Union.
Yeah, 30 seconds because no time. The next announcer is on my heels.
The operation of the institution.
Okay.
Well, what I am just seeing, hearing around from our laborers is something that will not sit and allow their greeds to go in vain.
Okay.
I will make sure that this coming, I think I heard a caller saying that the CEO is about to travel. I don't know where he got information from. But the CEO need to work alone to see how best these people grieve can be heard.
Okay.
Now one can do it, and we need to work together. Thank you. May God bless you. May God bless the people of the Republic of Liberia.
Yeah. We need peace. We need unity, equal rights and justice in Africa. Yeah. Not don't get rocking out of hand. Show clear heart and love to your fellow man. They can't be you. Now the African mentality can't be you. They can't be me.
And so, yes.
Every day can't be us. They can't be you. When I so say one, then I so say
listen, everybody.
Every day I see plenty people suffering. Then I see them small enjoying. Then they acting that they lucky. You look at them as African mentality. Destructive jealousy, hatred, envy, wetty black heart.
And that's how I'm calling it a night. Thanks to all of you that try calling, those that called.
When you not know me, I know you.
Those that keep following on our social media, various pages, and our YouTube live stream. My name is Junkies Morris, and I was here in your company on the Monday's edition of the program Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9.
Yeah, let's stop it.
On tomorrow, Austin Kawai and Junkies Morris will be on your platform to carry you for the Tuesday's edition of the program. So to every one of you that have been listening, Bedun Sharif, Lil Stanley Tokba, who celebrating on June 14, your birthday. Your mother, Lucy Washington, and David Tokba, your father. Singwe S. Jala, Jeremiah Kaikai, Cornelius Sawo. Thanks to all of you for following. My name is Junkies Morris, and I will be back here on tomorrow. Junkies Morris, good night.
Everybody want it for that say. Nobody want have nobody. Everybody fighting for that say. Yeah, from one person to one family, one credit from the same community.